How are you? Insane in the membrane. How are you? Beer. Hi, James. Beer, how's the music? What's up, 24/7 guy? Your fave fupa. Hey, thanks for the favorite. Can y'all hear the music? Is it okay? Too loud? Too low? Okay, good. So we have another episode of Changing Hearts with Sid tonight, 9 p.m. We're just waiting for our guest to arrive. You wish. Hello, how are you? Okay. Thank you, Beard. So if you haven't done so, please go ahead and fade me. We have some exciting get waiting for Cookie. Cool. You're one of her guests. I love it. Hey, Finesse. Yeah, I heard she's on no, we just got here. You're good. Two Wheel Pilot, hello. I heard she was judging on the 8 o'clock show with Classic. So she'll be here momentarily. Oh Lordy. Friend and Cookie, cool. I know she didn't tell me either. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's gonna be a good show. I can't wait. I got to meet her on another show, I think last week. But I took last week off. It was my birthday. What up, G Man? Hey, thanks for the favorite. Dr. Midnight Sass. Hello, hello. Hi, Gemma. Hi, Rockstar. Hi, Robert. So we usually get started about 9:05, giving everybody a chance to pull up. But this is Changing Hearts with Sid. We're here every Sunday night, here featured on the app at 9 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. And I just interview streamers about their past relationships, maybe their current relationships, trying to figure out what up, Seti Rob, hey Williams, trying to figure out, what makes us all tick. It's really interesting to hear people's first date stories, how we all got to where we are today, what makes us who we are. So I just like to, you know, vibe with some folks. Make sure y'all grab your popcorn because sometimes you might need a box of Kleenex. Jeff, thanks for the favorite. I will be turning my comments off momentarily. So those of you who are with me for the first time, if you choose to give, what up, the kid? It's Doc. I see you. I might not see your gifts, but that doesn't mean I'm not appreciative. Just means I'm in a feature show, and we're not supposed to get distracted by all the other things that go on. But if you have a question, feel free. Cookie. Thank you, Sean. Feel free to message my admin. Anyone you see in red knows how to reach me, knows how to get in touch with me. Anybody interested on being on the show, please make sure you reach out to one of my bouncers. They will take care of you. Cookie, whenever you're ready, you can request the box.
Hey, babe.
Hi. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you really good. I'm just turning off my comments.
Everybody can hear me. Everybody can hear Cookie. So how are you, love?
I'm good. I'm good. You can't hear me? Dixon said they can't hear me. You can hear me though, right?
I can hear you. It might
Ah,
be because you weren't talking at
okay,
that
we're
moment.
good.
Well, thank you for joining me this evening on Changing Hearts with Sid. I'm so excited when I get a viewer who turns into a guest. That's like my favorite thing.
I love you so.
Oh, so are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I
Okay, so the
I'm
first
until Tuesday,
question
but
the first question that I ask everybody every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, is have you lost love? Are you looking for love? Or have you found it?
Lost love a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a couple of times. I think most times has been my own wrongdoing.
Okay.
Looking for love? No,
Okay.
not at all. It's just not nowhere near looking right now.
Well, before we delve into that history, I just want you to be comfortable. It's just going to be me and you having a conversation. Um, I might ask a few questions, but the only thing I'm going to ask you is anything you tell me. So if you don't want me to dig deeper, don't tell me it's there, because once I get a little hint, I kind of claw a little bit so I get at the meat of it. But feel free to tell me any story you want. Um, and if it makes you more comfortable, you can turn your comments off. That's what I do. My bouncers will take care of everybody in the comments. So, do you remember your first date ever?
My first date ever. I do. I
Okay.
do. I remember my first date ever. I went to the movies.
Uh-huh.
It was supposed to be just something really basic, movies and hang out. And then the guy left with someone else that he saw there.
Oh no. How old were you?
I was 17.
Oh. Okay, so how did that make you feel? Like, were you upset about it, or were you like, oh, good, she took him off my hands?
I was really upset because
Mhm.
I had not even kissed the boy till I was 17. I
Okay.
didn't have sex. I didn't kiss anyone. I didn't date. I didn't do any of that. So I finally said, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to go out here and live my best life. Had a crush on somebody. And I asked them out. Like, I got the nerve to ask them out. And then this happens. I was devastated. Yeah,
So do you recommend it? Like, do you still ask people out, or did that like scare you away from asking people out?
I do. I still do. I think
Okay.
that worst case scenario, what are they going to say? No? It's the law of averages. If I ask enough people, someone's going to tell me yes.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. So, um, how do you like? Did you stay friends with that guy, or did you just never talk?
No, I didn't talk to him ever again. Are you kidding me? No, I
Well, I'm
wouldn't talk.
wondering, like, was there a big blow up? Was there a
No,
misunderstanding? He just decided, like, I'm going with her.
he legit left. Like, I knew that was his ex-girlfriend. So it was a group of
Oh,
us,
okay.
but we were on a date, and he legit just left the group to leave with her. Like, her shift was over at work, and like, I don't know if they were making up or whatever it was. So he just left. So I'm stuck with two other people, like a third wheel.
Okay. Oh. So how did you recover from that? Like, what did you do to get yourself
Um,
out of that funk?
I mean, it was just a first date. It wasn't a relationship. So there was like no mourning period or anything. It
Okay.
was just, like forget him. It was
Okay.
not.
Okay. So how soon after were you ready to date someone else?
A year after that, I had a
Okay.
neighbor
So
that I
you were
knew.
like, boys are stupid. This is why.
This is why I never dated boys. And I like girls too.
Okay.
So for a minute there, I was like, maybe I just forget the boys because they're
Okay.
jerks.
Okay. So were you dating girls before that moment, or was that the moment where you're like, okay, let me see what my options are?
Yeah. I was like, you know what? We're going to just forget them because,
Okay.
I have a whole other half that I like anyway.
Okay.
So I was like, not having it.
So what's the difference between dating the guys and dating the girls
For me,
for you?
difference, okay, it's not even a sexual thing. Sexually, of
Mhm.
course it is, but it's more of when dating a man, I feel like I let him be the leader, the dominant person.
Mhm.
And even though I'm an open-minded person, I do like a traditional relationship of sorts. So I
Okay.
think dating a man is easier because there's less responsibility on me. If I have a good man that can lead, I can follow you, and it's
Okay.
a lot easier for me to be in that relationship. You
Mhm.
know, when I'm with a female, I'm very much so an alpha person,
Okay.
just what I do for a living and just
Mhm.
in general. So when I'm with a female, it would take a really, really strong female. So I don't know that I would ever actually end up with a female. But I mean, if I enjoy the person, I think, I go for it.
So do you usually take the lead in the female relationships?
Yeah, yeah. It always happens that way.
Okay. So have you been in more male relationships or female relationships?
Male relationships, because I've been
Okay.
married before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've only had two girlfriends. One was not serious. It was like a couple
Mhm.
months, But the other girlfriend I had was very, very serious. We were together for about a year. We broke up, got back together 6 months later, and then she cheated on me with my sister.
Your like your blood sister?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so do you still speak to your blood sister?
Yeah, I still speak to her. I mean,
Okay,
my
so
little
this is
sister.
the whole blood is thicker than water thing going on.
Yeah, she's my little sister. What can I do, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, how did your sister explain it?
She lied at first. So my girlfriend called me from work, and she had a very busy job. She never called me. And
Mhm.
she called me right after my sister had called me crying. And I was like, there has to be an emergency. They're both calling me. Neither one calls me. So she just came out and said it. I mean, I can't curse on your show, but she pretty much just said, I have been blank your sister.
Oh
And then
wow.
my sister came over. She's crying and crying. And I'm like, just spit it out. What's going on? I'm over here making her breakfast, pretending I don't know nothing, you know? And finally, she didn't say it. So I told her, I already know what's going on. And she
Okay.
just broke down crying.
Is this an older sister or a younger sister? Not
No,
that
she's
it matters.
younger.
It's still a sister.
Yeah, 5 years younger. 5 years.
Okay. Now, has she done this sort of thing before? Like, was
Um,
this an expected behavior or was this out of the blue?
I think it was very unexpected because she was married and going through a divorce herself. So
Mhm.
it was definitely not something I would ever expect her to do. And I have
Mhm.
11 siblings, and we're the closest ones. So out
Okay.
of all people, I would have never, they always say you would have never expected it. So yeah.
Did that change things in y'all's relationship, like even to now?
Yeah, I really did because I think that, I mean, you have to rebuild all that trust that was gone. You got to cultivate that again. And if you don't forgive and you hold that hate, you're never going to give that person another opportunity, you know? So I think when people apologize, we tend to think now you got to prove yourself.
Hmm.
But I don't like to do that because it's almost like I'm gonna have you on probation or on parole, you
Right,
know? I'm
right.
not really giving you a fair chance. So I try to do a let's start over, but it wasn't easy. It was uncomfortable.
Okay.
Spending together was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine holidays are probably stressful too. So did like what was that just a physical relationship with your sister? Okay, so she didn't try to like bring her around like this is my woman type of deal. Okay,
No,
okay.
she says she's not a lesbian apparently. So
Oh, okay. So we're just out here.
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
We're letting her live her best life. We don't know.
Okay. All right. So what's the longest relationship you ever had?
6 years. I was married. My last husband, because I've been married twice. My
Oh,
last husband, 6 years.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, what was the moment that like are you gonna get married again or no?
Of
Like, do you
course.
plan to?
I'm not a quitter. I don't give up. We're doing this again.
Okay. And so for you, is marriage just like a state or is this like one day a forever thing for you?
I don't want to say it's a
Some people
forever.
are like, well, we're married until we're not married. And some people are like, no, we're married for life. Like, what are we doing?
When I said my vows, I never said till death do us part, right?
Okay.
Think that's ridiculous to say because we all have our deal breakers. It
Hmm.
sounds pretty, but we have our deal breakers, right?
Hmm.
So I never said it in my vows. Ideally, of course, I would like to be with a person and live out my life with them because who wants to start over,
Right.
right? It's
Right.
really difficult. So I would like to. I'm not opposed to the idea, but I'm also not necessarily a fan of monogamy. So I
Hmm.
think relationships go through cycles. I
Hmm.
think if you're with someone you're never gonna be in love with them the entire time.
Okay.
My grandma's been married 60 years, and the best advice she ever gave me was when my sister was getting divorced. My sister said, "I'm getting divorced because he changed." And my
Mhm.
grandma that's been married 60 years, she's like, "Do you think I've been in love with this man for 60 years? Of course
Mhm.
I haven't."
Mhm.
She's like, "He's changing constantly as he should." So if you're with a partner, it's one of those you have a responsibility. I think that if you fall out of love with me, I have to make you fall in love with me again if
Mhm.
we had the proper foundation. So would I like it? Yes. I just have not I guess got in there.
Got in there. I got it. So you said everybody has their deal breakers. What are your deal breakers?
I have very few deal breakers. Cheating is not a deal breaker. Um Having an issue with drugs or alcohol, that's a deal breaker.
Okay.
Um Physically, verbally abusive towards me or anyone in my family, that would be a deal breaker.
Okay.
And what else would be a deal breaker? I think those are about it. Anything
Okay.
else probably is workable, I think.
Okay. Okay. So bad hygiene workable.
Yeah, of course it is. It's workable. I wouldn't have dated you if I thought your hygiene was bad in the first place, right?
Listen, I had someone tell me that they, it's all in how they wipe their mouth at dinner. And you're like, really? They're like, yeah, if they take that napkin and miss the spot, or I was like,
Or
wow,
they picked it and they crumbled it up instead of, yeah, they have no home training. I agree.
And so then what would be like the ideal traits you're looking for in a partner?
Ideal traits. I used to have a list, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think when we talk about relationships, we all have I want trust, respect, honesty. I find that very cliche. We look for that even from our friends, our family members, our coworkers. So I don't like to look at that. And I know when I had a list in the past, I had one boyfriend that treated me really, really good, and he did not meet any of those requirements at
Oh,
all. At all. So I would tell him all the time, you're everything I never looked for or never wanted, but everything I needed.
right.
So having been with that person, it really taught me that a list sometimes is not even needed. So what do I look for? If I pick a quality, kindness. I think if someone is kind, then everything else will stem from that because they will be kind not just to me, but those around me. And
Mm-hmm.
the only thing I want from a partner, whether it's male or female, the only thing I want from a partner is I want the opportunity to get to know someone and that they give me the privilege to love them. I
Okay.
want someone to feel comfortable enough to let me in. That's all I look for.
I love
Someone
the
to
way
be
you said
vulnerable.
privileged to love you. That I love that. That's
It
sweet.
is. It
Yeah.
is. We're so jaded nowadays. We've all been hurt. We're scared to get more battle wounds. And there's a big difference, I think, between seeing red flags, because we should learn from past relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and making them pay for past mistakes, Because we do that. We leave our relationship and we want to vilify that person. We want to
Right.
say why it ended, and we always want to say what they did wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you learn from that relationship? Even if you didn't do anything wrong, what do you want to do better for the next one? You're cheating
Exactly.
yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Now,
what I
did
think.
you have a relationship that brought you this wisdom, or these kind of tidbits you learned along the way?
Definitely my last marriage because he was a really good person, and I just never fell in love with him. But
Mm-hmm.
despite not falling in love with him and not having that connection, he was a good man to me. He really was a good man to me, and I know that he put a lot in the relationship, and I can be nothing but grateful that he even gave me that spot in his life for a while. We're really good friends now. We get along really, really well. We got matching tattoos the day we got divorced. Like we try to be as healthy as
Tattoos?
possible. Yeah, we have a little, it's a little dinosaur.
Uh-huh.
So mine says I'm trying and his says hug me on the opposite arm, right? So if you put
Oh,
it together, so like T-Rexes, they can't hug because their arms are little. So now we're divorced, we can't hug anymore. So yeah. And we went to dinner after that.
oh, that's cute. So,
But he was
like, how did you guys have a conversation about like staying friends through the divorce, or like?
I don't think we had deep conversation. I think our relationship started with a friendship. So
Mm-hmm.
we always say we want to be friends with first, and we were friends first, and then went out on dates. So we really have that foundation, I think. And of course, we had children. So with having the kids, I always say, "You're not my spouse. I don't understand how people are miserable together and miserable apart. At the end of the day, he's still family. You
Mm-hmm.
know, when I date the next person, he doesn't have to necessarily approve, but he has to be comfortable with that person or our children in that. So he's family forever. This is his home. So I think we view it the same way. We have very similar views.
Did you have children with your first husband?
No, no, I didn't have
Okay,
no, no.
so all your kids are just with the second husband.
Yeah, my oldest had a different dad, but yeah, my other two kids are with him, and he raised all of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then what have you? Well, let's pivot for a second, and we'll come back to that because I lost my train of thought. So, what brought you to the app? Like, were you a streamer first, or were you trying to date or socialize?
I've been on the app 4 years. I've
Mhm.
had three boyfriends. I've had two boyfriends off of here. I'm a serial dater. I go on dates all the time.
Okay.
So I love the app. I love the app. And I didn't know it had the live feature. I was actually gonna delete the app, and then someone messaged me like, "Have I seen you on live?" I'm like, "What's live?"
Right.
I had no idea. So I go on someone's live and I see what it was, and I have a very addictive personality.
Okay.
So, and I like to gamble. So this is like gambling. So I
Yeah.
wasn't looking to talk to people because I don't like people very much.
Uh-huh.
So I just got addicted to the gifting. I was a gifter first.
Hmm.
So for sure that. And then once I was gifting, I did have I had an admin message me and telling me like maybe you should stream because I was always in other people's boxes. So I tried it and I liked it. I think what I like best about it is I'm a total troll in some people's lives. You know, I act out of pocket. But a lot of times I seek conversation and I can't get that fix because I have very few friends in real life. So I really said, you know what? I'm going to stream and I'm going to touch topics that I want to talk about. So I talk about politics. I do a mental health Monday. Now I started, I'm doing a pilot for my feature show. So I really like that. Yeah, I'm excited. I really like that you meet all these people that you wouldn't have crossed paths otherwise. So
Exactly.
in this bubble, and this really has been, okay, you know what? This person, I probably would have been a little prejudiced or just assumed things and never gave them a chance. So building a lot of connections that were unexpected.
Okay. So when you say you're a serial dater, like you just go, or do you have some qualifications that they have to hit before you say, okay, let's go?
I think a date should be simple. Okay.
Okay.
A lot of times, especially women, because I'm going to hold all you women accountable, especially women, they want to go and be like asking a million questions. So, do you have kids? So, what do you do for a living? So, what's your credit score? What does it matter? You're out spending time with somebody to vibe. So, if I feel a connection, I don't want to message you forever. We're going to go out. We're going to have a cup of coffee or drinks. If we don't vibe, I'm going to help you find another girl at the bar. I'm going out to have fun. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, then we're gonna maybe be friends, maybe not.
Okay.
So I take it very light. It's an opportunity to get to know someone.
Exactly. Exactly. So, what is your advice to people who are trying to still date on the app?
My advice if you're trying to date on the app, are you talking about people meeting someone off the app? Okay, I
Mhm.
think my only advice would be there's a lot of benefits to online dating. Obviously, you get to see a lot about the person prior to meeting them. So that's an advantage versus dating someone on the street. But my only advice is to not discard people so easily. We
Mm,
make decisions very hastily. People are disposable in some ways now because we know that if we talk to someone and don't like something small, we just go ahead and swipe left, and there's another person that's going to like us.
right.
If you're talking to one or two people, I think that's acceptable. But once you vibe with someone, maybe don't even open the rest of the messages because you're always going to wonder, is it greener on the other side? So if you use
Mm,
this for dating,
mhm.
don't let the amount of people, the pool you have, blind you because you're going to cheat yourself. There may be someone great you're interacting with. The next thing you know, you're like, next block.
Oh, that's good advice. So, what do you feel about long distance dating? Like, are you dating? Like, do you have a distance ratio when choosing who you're going out with?
My last boyfriend was in another state. I did meet him off the app. Um,
Okay.
At first, I thought it was going to be more difficult than it is, but I liked it because I would fly in every 2 weeks. I would
Oh,
spend 4 days there. So
mhm.
72 hours, 4 days straight, sometimes day and night. So if anything, we spend more time together than someone that lived here. And my kids are
Right.
not there. So it's quality time together. You do miss the person, but I think you get to know the person better. You don't get
Mhm.
caught up in the lust of just the sex.
Mhm.
So there is definitely drawbacks and positives. I think if you have like small kids and they have small kids, it's a bad idea because neither one of
Mhm.
you is going to be able to move. But I think long distance can be fun, especially if you're a busy person. It can
Okay.
be.
Okay. Now, question: what do you feel about dating a streamer in particular?
Oh Lord, I dated two streamers before.
Okay.
I would do it again. I think the first time I did, I made a lot of mistakes the first time, okay? The first time I dated a streamer, I had a very hard time with dealing with jealousy, okay? As much as I told myself, don't be jealous, they have to be flirty because it's good for them, for their, goals or whatnot. I
Mhm.
found myself making a lot of passive aggressive comments sometimes in their live that was be one of those like unnecessary things because I was harming their life. And I think it was one of those, I thought, well, once you're together with me, you should change the way you do your life out of respect for me. But in reality, that shouldn't be the case. So once I dated the second person, I think it was different. You shouldn't change the other person's life to suit your own needs. And if anything, it's good because you get to see how the person's reacting, right?
Okay.
So if someone's flirting with them or coming at them, you see how they're reacting. You don't know if someone at work is, hounding them all the time. So they're in front of your face, definitely, showing you that they got respect and they don't take it too far. So you
Mhm.
definitely got to be confident. You got to have really good communication. You got to be able to tell the person, I feel vulnerable right now. I feel jealous. Maybe not attack them. Maybe they did nothing wrong, but you have to let them know when this happens, I feel jealous. And sometimes you may need to take a step back and not be in that room all the time because you
Mm.
can say, I want to be supportive, but sometimes it's best that you don't go in there.
Right.
That's what I would say, a balance of the two.
Now, did you have any trouble with like the time, time together versus time streaming?
A little bit. That was a thing because one of the persons did it just for fun. The other one did have goals to become a top badge at the time. So it was one of those 40, 50 hours of streaming. And I was in their box the whole 40 to 50 hours. I met them when they were like at a milli. And it was me and a group of people. We were there all night, 40 hours a week at least, because I wasn't working at the time.
Hmm.
I was on a medical leave. And I did feel that I'm sharing you with everyone. So, when we hang up the phone on the live, and then I go live hopping or you go live hopping, we didn't have any alone time. So I did have to voice that I feel like everything I know about you, everybody else knows about you. So
Right.
what makes me special? We had to make that time, whether it was to watch a movie at the same time or talk about things that were not related to life. We
Hmm.
found out that we were always talking about things related to life. So
Hmm.
we had to make a decision of once that ends,
Hmm.
leave it alone till nighttime again.
Hmm. That's good advice too.
It was a learning curve though. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
learning curve.
Definitely.
I would
Definitely.
do it again.
So, do you have someone that got away? Like, is there a male or a female that they called and say, "Hey, Cookie," like, "Hey, let me try again."
Date them or like hit it. I don't know.
Either way, I mean.
Um, date, no. I think I get along with most of my exes. I always do the breaking up. The last person I was with broke up with me, and I always said I want to know what it feels like to get broken up with because I never had it.
Hey.
Because I wanted to know what it felt like. What do you
Oh.
mean? No, okay, just me. And it was terrible. I hope it doesn't happen again. But there's no one that I would want to rekindle with. On a serious note, no. I'm amicable with all. I usually block anyone I break up with. If I
Mhm.
break up with you, I'm blocking you and everything. All my friends are blocking you. They're not your friends. They're my friends. You're dead.
You're dead to me.
You
It's
say we used to
over.
date? No, we didn't. I don't care.
Now I heard you say that you were fond of, did you say open relationships?
Yeah, I believe in polyamory. I don't think monogamy is natural.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Aside from the religious aspect, which I won't go into, I mean, and even in the religious aspect, men always had multiple wives, right, in the Bible. I think that marriage has become a construct of society for many different reasons. The last century, maybe for love, but prior to that, it was for treaties. It was to like stop wars. It was always transactional. Marriage was always transactional. So do think that you can be with a person for the rest of your lives? Of course, but I don't think we're naturally monogamous at all. So what I think is that people look at polyamory, and I would like to be with a man and a woman. I would never be able to be with like two men. That's not my thing, no judgment.
Okay.
But polyamory is just as beautiful as a relationship of two. Now you have three people sharing a love. And if I love this person and another person as well, odds are they're going to get along. The problem there is like the jealousy and all those things. But if you have communication, it's still a monogamous relationship between three people, three
So,
incomes, you know.
mhm.
Hey, if I'm mad at you and, let me be a little vulgar, I don't want to put out, you can go with her today. Maybe we like to go bowling, you don't, we leave you alone. There's a lot of benefits to it. And it's actually harder than people think. People always focus on it's about the sex, or if it's a man and two women, ooh, he's going to have two women. No, imagine you got to please one woman, now you got to please two women in all areas.
Mhm.
So they take a lot of work. I think you discover a lot about yourself. I do think that also if anybody goes into the lifestyle, it's important they understand that there is no hierarchy. Just
Mhm.
because someone was there first doesn't mean that they're over the third person. So I think those relationships are beautiful because at least they're honest. At
Right.
least they're open. We always say we want honesty till we get it.
Right.
And then
Right.
when we get it, we don't want it.
Right. Right. Okay. Now, are there like steps to take to get to a meaningful polyamorous relationship? Ooh, that was a mouthful.
That was a mouthful. Um, you it's different for everyone. I have a lot of friends in the lifestyle. Most of the men tell me that they usually allow the woman to be the one to bring another person in, just because as
Okay.
women we feel threatened or jealous.
Okay.
I think it's important that whoever's together first, they have to have a solid, like I said, foundation and relationship. You
Mhm.
can't start dating someone and then it'll be three people at once right away, because it's hard enough to get to know one person, you
Mhm.
know? So you have to be at a good place, at a healthy place as a couple, solid, before
Mhm.
you consider dating a third person. And then you got to keep in mind that one of you may be interested in the other person more than them, and you're going to feel left out because now they're getting to know each other. So you got to be comfortable with a lot of change. So I think being together first, then introducing a third person. Not
Okay.
right away.
Now, what advice would you today tell yourself 10, maybe 15 years ago?
About dating,
Mm-hmm.
um, I would tell myself to be more selfish.
Mm.
I would want to be more selfish. I do think a lot of my partners have given me more than I've given them.
Okay.
And I actually don't think I'm capable of giving as much back as I require. But when I say more selfish, is there was a couple of relationships where they were my little projects. You know, I saw potential in these people. And even though I knew what I needed to be happy, I would not put my own needs ahead. I had trouble with boundaries. So I needed to think more about myself, and it was one of those, just because I wanted to be with someone and not be alone, I would put up with things. So I didn't take care of my own well-being, which then made me a really shitty partner.
Mm. Mm. That's real. Now, have you had to do any sort of have you ever gone to any kind of like couples therapy or anything like that?
I've done couples therapy, I've done domestic violence, I've done anger management, a little bit of
Recommend,
everything.
don't recommend. Like,
I've dibbled and dabbled. I think it's all good. I think everybody should go to therapy. It is very rewarding to find yourself, because they don't tell you what to do. They don't criticize you. You're talking to a stranger. It is very easy to talk to strangers. I think that's the beauty of this app sometimes.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Looking at the person, it is so easy to open up. Kind of like when you have a photographer and they
Mhm.
take pictures of traumatic things. That lens, it's a filter, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
when we're on here, I'm a person that's open. Some people know me here. I don't know who's in here because my comments are off, but I'm very open on the live. Sometimes it's backfired a little, but I like it because it's therapeutic. You know,
Mhm.
it really is. These people, if they judge me, oh well, you block them. You don't know them. Sometimes
Right.
it's easy to talk to strangers. I really believe that.
Exactly. Exactly. And last question, what would you tell your children about dating and relationships?
What would I tell them about dating and relationships?
Mhm.
Okay, we won't go to sex. I would tell them that if they're gonna date someone, because I think I could have done better in my marriages. If you end up getting married, I'll go that far. If you reach a point where you want to marry someone, they are now your family. And just like you cannot get rid of family, please have that mentality if you're going to make that commitment to someone. If
Okay.
they're family, they should be family forever. So do not make a commitment if you're not sure. That's playing with another person's heart and your own heart. So until you're ready for that, enjoy the ride, you
Okay.
know, have fun. Don't love people. This is what I would say. Do not love people how you want to be loved.
Oh,
Do not treat people how you want to be treated. People always say that. Treat others how you want to be treated. Love others how you want to be loved. The way I want to be loved may not be the way you want to be loved. So you need to learn people and love them the way they need to be loved. I
okay.
think that
That part's important. I was like, what you mean? But that
yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense. So learn the other person and give them what they need, not just what you think you like, just what you need. I got
They may need something completely different than what you need, and that's
it.
okay, you know?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, Cookie, thank you for joining us tonight. This has been another great episode of Changing Hearts with Sid every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Before you leave the box, can you please tell everybody where we can find you in these Meet Me streets?
Okay, I'm all over the place in the Mimi streets. Don't judge me when you see me in the comments because I'm extra ratchet in the comments. That's my multi personality. So my stream is tonight. I used to stream daily. I'm gonna go back to it. I started last week. So I do Mental Health Monday.
Mhm.
There is not like an expert there, but we talk about everything. We don't have bouncers in my live. I think it's only two right now, so people can speak freely from anxiety to depression, a lot of triggering type of topics. And then the rest of the week varies. I am gonna start doing my pilot for my future show. Hopefully, I did in my meeting. It's gonna be Vondi Budget Bites, and it's gonna
Okay.
be 2 in the morning Eastern on Thursdays because there's no shows in the middle of the night. So
Exactly.
yeah, middle of the night you'll find me.
Well, Cookie, thank you so much on joining us this evening. This is Changing Hearts with Sid. We're here every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Please make sure you fave the lucky Cookie Von D. Please make sure you fave the top 3 gifters of my stream. And Cookie, if you can X yourself out, because I X my stream out
Got it, babe. I
every
know
other
you
week.
said before.
All amateur. Oh man. So our next guest is the top batch. Hoops.
Hi,
Hoops, what's up?
how are you? I'm so
I'm
good.
so glad you said yes.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. So everybody, please make sure you feel Hoops. Please tell us why your name is Loops right now.
I got in an auction.
Okay.
How that happened. It'll be hoops tomorrow, but for right now, it's loops. So, however you feel you want to address me, I'm fine with
Okay, so first question I ask, well, it'll be your second question, but the first question I ask everybody on my show is, are you looking for love? Have you lost it or have you found it?
that. I would like to think that I am looking for love. I think that I'm just out here, just kind of playing the field and see what kind of things come my way.
Okay,
I'm open to any and all opportunities, but we're just
okay.
chilling right now.
We only have one other person in 2 seasons of the show said that we're looking for love. Everybody else is like, I'm not looking, but if I find it, hey, I'm open.
If the opportunity presents itself and I think it's something significant, then I'll definitely entertain it.
Oh, so question. Do you remember your first date ever?
Yeah, and it wasn't my best one. So yeah.
We want to hear about it.
Well, what had happened was she decided to bring her mother with her.
Oh
And
no.
that grilled me.
Wait, how old were you?
Well, probably like 16, 17.
Uh-huh.
I got my very, because I think chivalry is not dead. I was like, I really believe in dates and doing all the cute stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's me. So I was like, yeah, let's go on a date.
So she brought her mom?
She brought her mom, and her mom just was asking me a whole bunch of questions, and then I got invited over to her house for dinner afterwards. But it was just awkward. I just always felt like I wasn't meeting expectation. She was
So
looking.
wait, oh wait, I'm still stuck on the mom thing. So mom wasn't like chaperoning or just the driver. She was
No,
like
she
on
was
the
like
date with
straight up
you.
in the business. Like she wanted to know everything that was going on with me. Like she thought I was like some bad guy, but I'm like, listen, let's take care of your daughter. Don't worry.
Oh man, so wait, where did y'all go? Did y'all go to dinner? Did y'all go to the movie?
Honestly, we went to Applebee's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And mom sat right there at the same table.
Yeah, she did, and it was really uncomfortable to be quite honest. Because
I'm uncomfortable hearing about it.
I wanted to be able to have that alone time and like really like get to know her. Like we had talked off, you know, outside of like the public forum, but like, it was just like when we pulled up to the public forum, she had her mom with her, and I'm like, this is different.
Oh man.
From the get go, it was kind of uncomfortable.
So did y'all have a second date?
We actually decided that it would probably be better that we remain friends
Yeah.
because I feel like if her mom was going to be the A, B, and C, I was always going to be just kind of like fighting with that. Didn't want to deal with that, to be quite honest.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a rough one. Now, have you ever been on a blind date?
I have never been on a blind date.
Are you interested in a blind
I
date?
would love to be on a blind date. So put those applications in.
Y'all heard it here first. We're taking applications for blind dates for hoops. Okay,
Yeah, and I
I'll
think
let you
that-
know who hits up my DMs and says they need a date.
I just think that sometimes, it just doesn't work out. And I think
Mhm.
love, it's all about trial and error.
Hmm.
You find things out about one another that you love, maybe things that you maybe need to work on together. But, it always comes full circle in the end, for sure.
Okay. So did you come to the app to date, or did you know about the streaming part before you started streaming?
Well, I mean, honestly, I did start this to find someone, but then I was like, I wanted to come up with an idea for like a show because I think I've always been relatively an entertainer. If you've ever been to my stream, you know that I'm pretty goofy.
Mm-hmm,
So I think that, I wanted to, really show my love for music and also give other people a platform to be able to do that. So, I started my talent show, and then it just kind of took off from there.
Okay, okay. But if someone pops up with a guitar and says they want to go on a date with you, you're totally open. Oh, we lost Hoops. Eddie's back.
Guys, for those technical difficulties, I've been having some weird, malfunctions with my phone, so please bear with me.
It's
I
like
do apologize.
I can't even remember the question. You just kind of
Oh, that bill
disappeared.
is paid in full. You feel me? I'm just waiting for this upgrade.
All right. So, what was the longest relationship you've ever been in?
It was a year.
A year? Okay.
Yes.
Ever been married or anything like that?
No, but I aspire to definitely have that one day because I believe that, you know, um, compatibility is important, but also is longevity.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have anybody that got away? Like, if they called you tomorrow, you're like, "Ooh, yeah."
A few, a
A
few,
few.
and some of it was my own doing, just because I had things that I was dealing with in my life, and I think that for me, I want to make sure I give somebody the best version of myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. So, were like the things you were dealing with, were they mistakes or just like real life stuff that
it
the
was just
other
real life
person
stuff
couldn't
that I
handle?
think at that moment in time, I thought I was ready for something when I had some things that I needed to work on individually. I think that you always got to make yourself happy first before you can make somebody
Mm-hmm.
else happy.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you travel for love?
I will
You
absolutely.
will. What's the first?
I will. You know what? For love, for the right one, I'll wheel to her.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm like that.
What's the farthest you've been to go on a date?
I've actually been all the way to North Carolina to see somebody, and it was a
Okay.
really relatively
It was
uh,
a good
yeah,
weekend. Good week.
great weekend.
Okay.
Great weekend in
Okay.
every way possible. So
So you're not opposed to like travel for a first date.
absolutely not.
Okay. Now, how long do you have to talk online before you like establish that? Okay, I'm gonna meet you in person.
I would think that at least a couple months is probably a good solid, time frame, because you want to really make sure that that's something that you want to do, because you're going
Mhm.
to be not only making an investment but a commitment at that.
Okay. Now, did you have a relationship that was like a defining moment in your life?
Um, Nothing that really sticks out. I don't know. I feel like I've learned something from every relationship I've ever been in, and taken a little things away from each one to
Mm-hmm.
incorporate what it is that I actually want
Mm-hmm.
and what
So
I
you
do.
think the next time you'll get it right, or you still have more learning to do?
Oh, I think I'm gonna get it right this time.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm about to be 30 this year, so like, I gotta figure it out.
So, what are your deal breakers?
I would think that my very big one would probably be the inability to communicate.
Okay.
I need somebody that's going to be willing to communicate with me
Okay.
and be honest.
Now, are you a good communicator?
I am an absolutely great communicator, and I
And some
think
people say, I need you to
that
communicate.
I'm
They
extremely
can't communicate.
transparent. I'm extremely transparent, and I like to think that I'm very, open about, what I desire to have,
Mm-hmm.
and I know what I want, and I know that when I put my whole heart into something,
Mm-hmm.
it's 100%.
Okay. Okay.
So,
And so just the communication is your only deal breaker, like if they can't communicate. So,
yeah. So if they can't communicate, or if they're just like, you know, I think insecurities too. I think that that's
mhm,
really been a big thing. A lot of, especially being on an app like this. There's
mhm,
people that I think I've had, other streamers that I've spoken to, and it's just kind of been like one of those situations where, I feel like I've always been the type of person to give that person individualized attention, but then other people will like try to get in the way, you know. And I
mhm,
think that's
mhm,
unfortunately what happens a lot on here.
mhm. So you've dated streamers or just other people off the app?
I have dated another streamer, yes.
What's your preference, yay or nay? Like, do not
Uh, I,
recommend or
I
5 stars?
listen. At the end of the day, I don't mind it. I think that at the end of the day, we're both going to grow together.
Mm-hmm.
We're both going to hit our goals together. We're both going to grow together. And if you support me and you respect me, you're gonna respect my relationship as well.
Okay. 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 I like it. I like it. I like it. So, what advice do you have to people who are trying to date streamers?
I would say, just make sure that you support each other, and I think it's very, very important that you go ahead and make it known that that's the person that you're really like. You wanna let your stream know that that's the person that you're really putting your time into, and
Wait a second. You are the first person to say make it known. Everybody else says keep that
because
quiet.
you know what,
Don't
I
tell
ain't afraid. Like I
nobody.
ain't afraid. I ain't afraid. I'm gonna claim what's mine. Mine. That's my girl. You see, like.
Okay. Okay. Everybody else is like, don't tell nobody. Don't let them know that that's your first mistake.
As long as I hit my 80K, baby, we good.
So it might be different for you because you got the top badge. Folks gonna come to your stream regardless because the app says this is it. You know what I mean? So do you think that people who don't have their top badge yet should still be open about their relationships? You don't think it's gonna mess with their diamonds or their friendship?
I don't think it will. I really don't. I just think that you have to always kind of just be open and transparent about what it is you're looking for, and just make sure that your stream knows that this is the person I'm giving my attention to, and that means that I can't entertain you in the way that you think
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to. So, prioritize
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
People have to come up with real content after. It can't just be finessing people for dates and diamonds.
Why not? You can't be doing it. You're gonna be alone.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So, are you into long distance relationships?
I would absolutely do it.
Okay.
No problem doing it, because you know what? I feel like if you're willing to make something work, it's gonna work.
Now,
Yeah.
how long? Like, how long is like?
But I will say this: if we don't have plans to actually meet up in real life,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's gonna work for me. You're gonna pull up on me, because I'm gonna pull up on you, baby. Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your ideal first date?
Oh, I definitely gonna do some real romance, because I do it off the rip. Like I don't care. Like I want you to know, like I'm a gentleman. You feel me? So I do.
Uh-huh.
I would definitely say, take her out to a nice dinner.
Okay.
And then we would go for like a stroll down the boardwalk. She can sit on my lap if she wants to. Just know I am gonna come with the parking pass, so the parking is gonna be on point. You know what I mean? So that's lit. All right. And then yeah, so like that's really it. Just we're gonna do the whole boardwalk thing. Maybe we can go on the beach afterwards, lay on the sand, watch some fireworks. I'm like that. So
Okay. So wait, are you like you're paying someone to set up fireworks, or they
no,
already have fireworks and
no,
you're
we
just
don't have-
attending?
this is all gonna be pre-planned.
Okay. Go on out there.
Front row parking, she ain't gotta walk far. She ain't gotta walk far at all.
I love it. I love it. What's the worst date you ever went on besides mom coming with you to Applebee's?
Probably the one girl that told me that, well, she didn't tell me that she had narcolepsy, and she fell asleep while I was talking to her.
No. That's a real story?
That really happened.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, did I kill her?
Did you kill her? Why do you think you killed her?
She just, I was talking to her, we were talking, having meaningful dialogue, and she just,
Like her head just dropped. It was
I'm like, why didn't you tell me?
Wait, did she snore?
Yo, she did. I was like, you know what I did? I pulled up YouTube and I put siren like noises to like wake her.
Did it? How long was she asleep? Like 5 to 10 minutes?
For a good minute. I'm like, yo, you good? She's like, I forgot to tell you, I have narcolepsy. I was like,
Oh.
they dropped a bomb on me.
Wait, so did y'all go on another date after
Oh no, absolutely not.
So narcolepsy, deal breaker. Got it.
I
Okay.
told her, I said, listen, you need to go get that address, baby. You need to go get that address for real.
What else do you look for? Someone who's awake. Someone who can.
Yeah, definitely awake and aware. I gotta know that you know what's going on at all times.
Okay.
Yeah. What else do I look for though? just compassion, honesty,
Mm-hmm.
loyalty, understanding.
Mhm.
Understanding of my circumstances as well.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
Now, do you find that you meet a lot of women who can deal with your circumstances or no?
actually, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people who are just very, very keen to like, really want to know what it's like. And
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, from my perspective, I don't like to think that my circumstances change the outlook I have on dating. Because if I'm gonna
Okay.
shoot a shot, I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay. Okay.
And I ain't gonna miss.
Okay. Okay. You. I love it here. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So, what advice would you give yourself? Well, you said you're 30, so go back 10 years.
I'm 29.
Excuse me.
29.
29 and what? 7 months, 4 months, 18 days, and 2 hours.
Wait, so what was the question? I'm sorry.
What advice would you give your younger self 10 years ago?
There's one thing that I've always said is I wish that, there was times that I didn't hold my tongue so much.
Mm,
A lot of opportunities I probably could have had, but I think that I was relatively shy, and I think now I'm a lot more outspoken. So
hmm
probably.
Did the app help you become outspoken, or were you outspoken
Absolutely.
before
Just
the app?
learning how to navigate with people and deal with certain circumstances. I think it definitely kind of broadened my horizons with, not being afraid with, what I knew I had going on, and just understanding that there are people out there that are going to accept you for who you are.
hmm hmm
Sure.
Now, what kinds of are there questions that you ask on a like first or second conversation to try to navigate who those people are?
I would like to think that I just like to get to know the person from an intellectual standpoint. I like to ask the questions, just about, what they like to do, what are their goals for the future. Just really kind of get to know, what the direction is of their life and, is it something that I could see, becoming sustainable. Maybe eventually it will turn into something more. But I feel like you really got to get to know the person before you really decide, that it's to commit to them. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, pick an ex. I don't care which one. What would your ex tell us about you?
Man. I don't think I'm toxic. Not by any means, but I hope they would say that I tried to do everything that I could to make them happy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I think that I've always put effort forth in every relationship I've ever been in,
Okay.
and I've definitely gone out of my way and done, I think more than enough to prove
Mhm.
that really
Mhm.
who I am.
Mhm.
I put effort forth because I think the effort is the most important. If you're not showing effort, then they're gonna act like, well, not really interested. So, the one thing I've always said, if you start acting distant, I expect you to act gone. I expect you to act gone.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Now, do you see yourself as having changed as a dater, or like are you a better
uh,
version of yourself, or
I
have you kind
yeah,
of been
because I
stable
feel
all the
like
way?
the more unfortunate mishaps that I've had with relationships, like I said before, it's made me realize what it is that I actually deserve.
Mhm.
So I think it's definitely very important, to kind of always take something away from every mishap you go through because you grow through what you go through and you always will learn that there are people that have imperfections, but for the person that's meant to love you, you're going to do whatever you can to make sure that they feel accepted.
Mm. Mm. Now, have you ever cheated on somebody?
I have never cheated. I've been cheated on, however.
Okay. Okay. And then, are you a monogamous dater or do you keep a roster?
Oh no, I'm monogamous because like I'm a commitment based person. I really do believe in old school values. I think that it's
Uh-huh.
extremely important to have that one person that you can build with, and
Mhm.
you don't when things don't go the way they're supposed to go, you work on them. You don't just break up. I think it's
Mhm.
important to understand you're gonna have your rocky roads,
Mhm.
but you stay the course and you stay committed to the people that show you that they're really trying. You
Mm-hmm.
know, all love is not perfect love.
Mm. Say that again. I like that.
All love is not perfect love.
Yes, yes, I like that. So where do you find your possibilities, I should say? So like are
I would
you
like to think that my possibility is going to come from this app.
from the app? Okay. Okay. Now are you on like several apps or just this
I am only on this app. I've only ever streamed on this
one? Okay. 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 Mm-hmm.
one. Hmm.
So you're not dating outside no more.
No.
Okay. Is there a reason?
No, I just think that, I've met so many great people and prospects off this app. It's just like there's got to be that one that just piques my
Nowhere.
interest.
Now, are they gonna message you first, or is it gonna be somebody that you
Oh
send a
no, I'm
message
sliding. I'm sliding in them DMs.
to? You're sliding. You slide.
I
What's
make
your best
I
pickup?
make the effort. I'll make the effort.
What's your best pickup line?
I don't have pickup lines.
Okay. So
I
you
don't. I
are
just.
you hitting them with the high exclamation point?
It's not. It's can't be the small talk. The small talk ain't gonna get you nowhere. Small talk ain't gonna get you nowhere. You gotta really be intellectual with it. They like that. They,
Okay.
they want you to stimulate their mind.
Right. Okay. Okay. So what are you doing? Inviting them to your stream first,
I'm
or
not on the machine. Like, what do they really think of me? I want you to really observe and watch.
okay?
And like, do you like see yourself like really talking to me off the app? Because I'll tell you what, I am who I am off and on the app. This is who
Mm.
I am. I'll change for nobody. I don't have to, switch up for no diamonds, anything like that. What you see is
Yeah,
what
and so many people say, this is this. I'm an entertainer. I'm acting. This is not really me. You gotta get to know me off the
you my
app.
persona. This is me all the time. I have this energy. I do. I'm a
Hmm.
Scorpio. I burn with that passion at all times.
Oh, but so you said you dated people off the app before,
I have.
and is there a pattern as to why they don't work out, or like is it a streaming thing or
I would think that it really comes down to the streaming politics.
streaming politics?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
I mean, it's just
Shouldn't be gifted
it's
this
your
person.
word choice. You got to explain
You gifted
streaming
this person
politics.
way more than you should have. You know what I mean? It's just like, ah, I just be really trying to show love, like, not only with the gifts, but just really spending time in their stream and like really, just vibing with their people and just trying to, show them that I'm really down for them. The loyalty is something I really live by. So
Mhm.
loyalty is huge for me.
Mhm.
Huge
You
factor.
see the LOD in my name? That means loyalty over darkness. Just saying.
That part. At least
That
at least
part.
you understood the assignment, Queen, because a lot of people out here, man, they don't.
That part.
You
That
show,
part.
you show love to me, I show love to you. It's like
Hey.
reciprocated.
So, last question. I'm trying to say it the right way. Um, like, how will you know that you found that person? Like, what do you what are
I
you
think the
looking
connection
for?
is organic.
Uh huh.
The connection is organic and it just continues to grow. And you'll know. You'll know when it's time to pull the trigger. For
Okay.
real.
Okay.
You know.
So you'll know. What is it? A feeling? Like, is it a look?
Definitely a feeling. I think feelings don't lie. And when you really feel something where you think it's gonna be sustainable, like just
Mhm.
go for it. Because you know what? You miss out on the opportunities that you don't take.
Mm.
I'm an opportunist, so I just take that. Like,
You taking all the shots.
I take that. I've done miss before. I mean, if I miss again, I live and learn.
Okay, okay. So you're not giving up anytime soon.
Never that.
Okay.
I'm here.
Well, everybody, please make sure y'all hit the star on Hoops. Before you leave the box, please let us know where we can find you in these Meet Me streets.
Yeah, I think I like to get around to everybody's streams, check out their vibes, show some love a little bit. I definitely like to hang out in, certain people's streams. I like Dell's stream. I like Waldo's stream. I go and hang out in the female streams. If there's any, potential, uh, you know, uh, dates out there. But I'm everywhere. I like to go and show love to everybody on this app, and it's just such a great platform to be able to get to know different people and different personalities. So
Do you have a streaming schedule?
I'm very sporadic with my streams. Look out for my blasts for sure.
Okay.
You
And
guys
then
can
your show is at,
yes, my show is every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern.
there you
It's
go.
a star talent show I do here on the app, guys. So this week is the finale. So if you want to come check it out, definitely
Okay.
that'd be dope.
You said 10 p.m. Eastern?
10 p.m. Eastern time. And if you guys want to audition, hit me up on Instagram.
Hey, it's the IG for me.
That's a shameless plug right there, y'all. I get like that because I get like that.
Hey.
I'm gonna roll out of here. I hope everybody has a great night, great show. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for saying yes. Everybody, please make sure you fave hoops. It says loops just for today.
You know the vibes, y'all. Have a great night, y'all. Stay blessed.
And that concludes another episode of Changing Hearts with Sid. We're here every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. I thank you guys so much for joining me this evening. Anybody who's interested in being on the show, please make sure you send me an Instagram message or one of my bouncers, specifically LayBearded1_meet me. He takes excellent notes and he can get you set up on our calendar. Our show boss this evening is Dimples, who just slid back up in here. I see you, Dimples. Oh, no, I changed my mind. It's Joyful. We're just going to keep running it up. Let's see. Let's see who got it. Let's see who got it. Nay, I see you, boo. Joy, y'all popped up. So yeah, I had to take last week off because one, it was my birthday week, and two, Super Bowl, and I just didn't really feel like competing against football. I wanted to go to the party, so that's what we did. But I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. We are back. We're here every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and ooh. Hey, thank you, Sasha. I haven't even, I know, right? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right, let's do, wait, how y'all put that new guest spots up there?